Have you ever just stopped and wondered what would happen if the ground we're all standing on just stopped? It sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie, right? But the physics behind it? Oh, it leads to some truly mind-bending and honestly, terrifying conclusions. So let's dive in and see what would actually happen.
Seriously, just picture it for a second. You're just going about your day, and then bam! The entire planet just locks up. The continents, the mountains, even the deepest parts of the ocean floor, they're all frozen in place. But here's the kicker, you and everything else on the surface would just keep right on going.
So when you think about a scenario this wild, you really have two ways it could go down. Either it's a really, really slow, gradual slowdown over millions of years, or it's an instantaneous, catastrophic halt.
Now, a gradual slowdown? Okay, maybe we could survive that. Life might have millions of years to adapt. But come on, where's the fun in that? For this thought experiment, we're going with the much more dramatic option, an instant, catastrophic stop. And that's where everything gets completely chaotic, all because of one simple, fundamental law of physics.
This is it. This is the key to understanding the entire disaster. The planet itself might have slammed on the brakes, but the inertia of everything on it, I'm talking you, me, the oceans, the atmosphere, it all wants to keep moving at its original speed.
You know that feeling when the car suddenly speeds up and you get pushed back into your seat? That's inertia. Well, in this case, the Earth is the car, and it just slammed on the brakes harder than anything imaginable. And everything that isn't literally bolted to the planet's core is about to go flying. That's right. Every person, every building, every tree, even the topsoil itself, it would all be scraped off the surface and launched eastward at over 1,000 miles per hour. That's about 1,600 kilometers per hour. And this chaos would create two immediate, planet-killing disasters that would basically happen at the exact same time. So that single moment of inertia unleashes two totally distinct, apocalyptic forces on the planet, and what you get is a battle of truly epic proportions, winds versus waves.
The sheer scale of destruction here is, well, it's almost impossible to wrap your head around. On one side, you've got winds moving faster than sound, creating so much friction and heat that it would ignite firestorms across the entire globe. And on the other, the entire volume of the ocean sloshes forward, creating tsunamis miles high that would just swallow continents whole. Just to put that into perspective, the speed of sound is about 767 miles per hour. These winds we're talking about would be way faster than that. It would be like a continuous atomic blast hitting every single point on the planet's surface. Nothing we've ever built could possibly survive that.
And you know, while those winds would absolutely sterilize the surface, there's an even bigger force at play here. The sheer momentum of the oceans. It carries enough power to not just destroy what's on the planet, but to literally reshape the planet itself. So, after the initial chaos, right? After these waves that are miles high have washed over everything, and the planet finally settles into its new, motionless existence, what would Earth even look like? Well, I can tell you this. It would look nothing like the world we know today. You see, Earth isn't a perfect sphere. Its spin creates this bulge of land and water around the equator. Well, without that spin, gravity just takes over. All that water would migrate towards the poles, creating two massive new oceans. And what would be left? A brand new mega continent wrapped all the way around the equator. This new world would face a pretty brutal reality. One side is permanently baked by the sun, and the other side is trapped in a frozen, endless night. Anyone somehow survived all that, their only hope would be this tiny little sliver of land, the so-called Terminator line. It's that zone of permanent twilight between the scorching hot side and the freezing cold side. And it's right there that humanity would face its final test. So this is it, right? The final fork in the road. Could the scattered remnants of our species actually adapt to a world of constant twilight, with insane winds blowing between the hot and cold sides? Or would the challenges of this new, incredibly hostile planet just be too much for us to handle, leading to our final, unavoidable extinction? And that leaves us with a really chilling final thought. If civilization does collapse, if we just can't adapt, the planet would, well, it would eventually find a new balance. Life, in some form, might even re-emerge over millions of years. But it would be a world reborn, a planet that begins again, without us.